last night having a little session with myself and realizing just how thankful I am to be here in this moment, and how grateful I am for the future that is to come, stemming from the thankfulness that I have for this moment. I'm not projecting myself into the future and thinking that I have to have everything figured out here in this moment, and it's taking so much pressure off of the person that I have to be here in the moment to be a certain way, to make sure that that future outcome I desire, that I have a vision for, comes to life. It's allowing me to be free in this moment and be fluid with everything that's going on around me, my interactions, the work that I'm doing, and I'm seeing how I'm getting better results from trusting in everything is going to take care of itself. And so it's my only responsibility to take care of this moment and to take action here in this moment, to have a positive mindset, to believe that every situation and every environment that I find myself in throughout the day, it's the place that I'm supposed to be, and that all I have a responsibility to do in those moments and throughout my day is just to be there, not in my head, but in the moment, interacting with people, being free of the thoughts in my head of what people perceive me as or what I should be to accommodate people's preferences of what I am in those moments. I'm really starting to understand the freedom that comes from understanding that God has this plan for me. God has created me to be a specific person and has given me strengths in my energy and in my charisma. And that is just my responsibility to showcase more of what God has given me, not to boast, not to brag, not anything like that, but to let the light that God has fueled me with on the inside to shine upon the world, and let the effects of that be what the effects may be from that. And that's just really releasing a lot of pressure for me to be something that I'm not. And I've recently just been asking myself, just try to do some self therapy, I guess, um, because I want to know the deeper functions and the understandings, or at least the reasons as to why growing up I was such a class clown. I was such a person that made people laugh and that didn't care. And I really feel that that began to change around like middle school and high school time, where I started to realize how the dysfunction of my home, or the irregularity of my home life, constantly moving, always having my mom and my dad like together and then split up, together and then split up for these longer periods of time, how the irregularity of that would be seen by the outside world, and then their input would be projected onto me, or it would be, said out loud. It would be, I would get made fun of for, moving so many schools. And this began to chip away, or at least build up a wall that I would put up to defend myself. Now, being an athlete, I always had that avenue of, I would always have immediate friends, which was something I was super grateful for, and I'm glad I had sports in my life to help with the social dynamic of always having to reposition myself in a new ecosystem at new schools. It was like my easy way into establishing friends and establishing like being a part of a group. But nonetheless, I began to like put up these walls, and I think that's really why even to this day I've put up those walls, and have now just realized that those walls have been put up, and like and breaking free through the understanding that that was just a part of my journey, and there's nothing wrong or there's nothing right about that, but that's just what it is. And so I'm accepting that and not necessarily finding it to be negative, and that's giving me the, I feel, go ahead to be able to live in the moment and not be held back by those beliefs that the way that I grew up or the judgment of others doesn't necessarily matter. And I think I can look at it from another side of the coin if I wanted to see, like, I started to close myself off because of the comments that others would make. So, like, out of fear of what other people are going to say, I could also see it as those people's opinions may have mattered to me at the time that I was in their direct field of being able to like interact with them. But as soon as I left, I forgot them. I forgot the things that they said. And so I was able to move past that. So in itself, that's a lesson of why let people and their opinions matter, especially when you're acting with such a good intention. I'm just trying to be the best person that I can be. I'm trying to get swole in the gym. I'm trying to lead by example. I'm trying to reduce the vices in my life to make room for the blessings and the abundance that I'm seeking. I'm trying to seek more freedom from stressors, from not to say that I'm avoiding them, but I'm not allowing them to affect me as stress once has in my life. To me, stress is actually a healthy and a natural occurring emotion that we experience in life, because stress is what pushes us forward to make change, whether it's negative or positive. So just reworking how stress plays in my life is a big thing to me. And I just feel when, as I'm about to turn 30 years old, everything that I experienced in my 20s, yet alone in my childhood, I'm getting a clearer view on, and I am able to release the attachment to how I respond to things because I am more aware and I am more intentional about the power that I have to respond according to the person that I am today and that I am striving to be more of today. So, that all to say, I feel God is working in my life, allowing me to connect the dots of these sorts of things. And from God working in my life, or I feel He's always been working in my life, but from me being so in tune with the understanding that God is working in my life, I am able to co create with Him, and we're able to collaborate more, and I'm able to understand what He's doing, see it, acknowledge it, and ride the wave that He's creating for me to ride, so that these things feel, the change in my life is feeling effortless. I'm so excited with where I'm at in life, and I want to share more. I just am doing really well at work. I got a new position at work, working on the marketing side of this amazing restaurant concept. And it's funny because I was telling myself when I first got this job, I had like a little bit of an ego strike, but I'm glad I got this job because I needed it, and it's allowing me to open up a new chapter in my life, seeing how impactful or just how great the person that God has created me to be can be. But at the beginning, back in November, when I found out about, this new restaurant opening up, them expanding from Iowa to Nebraska, I remember telling myself, I'm not going to be a general manager. I'm not trying to be an assistant general manager. I'm not trying to work actually in the restaurant all my life. But what I can see myself doing because of the culture and what they're trying to establish as their normal in their culture and in their environments is like a director of people, like a director of culture. And it's funny because not even 2 months when we get to January, I was invited out to Kansas City to help open up a new location as a server trainer, helping create for the staff what we are about, a mindset of what we are about, help establish the systems in their new location. And an opportunity comes to the forefront 2 months after being with this location or with this company to be able to work in their marketing department, which is very small but will only grow as the entire company grows, but is also so cool because I just left my prior business, which was that, and here I am already finding a position in that business just off of being myself and all the skills that I have and strengths that I have, being offered that position now to work in the marketing department, but also already being in corporate. And back to the main core of the story, it was in November, like director of culture was the position that I want to create for myself within this company. And to see myself already in corporate and one, step closer to that opportunity, I just feel it's so effortless. And it's because God humbled me in November, like losing the business that I had been working on for 4 years at a blink of an eye was an incredibly eye-opening experience. And for a few weeks there I was crushed, and I don't know that I saw how I was going to make it through it and where things were going to go. But the one thing I had confidence in was God was there. He was moving me through this period of my life, and honestly he was the one that caused the transition from this old life, I would say, to this new life of freedom and of being able to pursue and to build something for myself. And so that's what this YouTube channel, I really want it to all be about. I still have mental blocks in my head, I know for sure, of content that I want to be creating. At 29, almost 30 years old, I feel I should be at a certain level in life, which I'm slowly beginning to. I know I could be somewhere else if I would have had my pattern, if I would have had my actions and my habits be somewhere else as well. So that would bug me, has bugged me for so long in a way that I've almost dug myself a grave because I would beat myself up about that. But now I'm flipping the switch on how I see that, and it makes me excited, and it still bugs me, like creates a fire underneath me because I know where I could be if I would just get it right or do the things that I feel and I know would benefit me and would create multiplication of my efforts, and like I would see so much more. That keeps me a fire lit under me, but I don't see it as a negative anymore. I see it as okay. I'm striving to get to those actions on a constant basis to see the amplification of my life and my life's work, but I am exactly where I need to be. And this is where I just have faith that God has me on this journey. But I'm exactly where I need to be. I have everything that I need to have to still keep the pendulum swinging, to still keep this ball of momentum rolling. So I'm finding confidence in my day to day, which then just it snowballs into me being happier and more excited about my days, and even in some of the mundane things, but also just seeing the days as more of an opportunity to create a momentum and to interact with life and have fun with it, and to understand and find so much more meaning and intention in my daily life because I'm exactly where I need to be. And so right now, I'm just excited with where life is, and I'm not stressing about where I could be. I'm excited and happy for where I am, but yet I am excited to continue to get it more and more right. And when I say right, it's just that inner voice in me that that Holy Spirit, whatever you want to coin it as, the universe talking to me, leading me. I know the more that I follow that intuition and that gut feeling, the the more I'm gonna get from life. And it's not necessarily possessions, it's not necessarily like the finances. I know all of that will be a product of the mindset and just the inner state being more aligned with peace and having freedom of mind from the negative, and just continuing to positively and intentionally set the dial on the radio that's on my head when I'm hearing self-doubt, when I'm hearing negative talk, when I'm hearing self-sabotaging discussions in my head. It's creating the awareness that those things are happening, and switching the dial and changing the frequency that I am giving attention to, because it's, in my opinion, a mental game. And I was having a conversation with a friend while we were having dinner the other night about, can we have heaven on earth? Do you think heaven can be had on earth? I asked her. And she said, for non believers, she believes that this is like the heaven, because when they're passing away, because the lack of belief that they have in God, they'll be thrown into the depths of hell. But those that believe and have endured during this path, or like this life, will be gifted the welcoming to the gates of heaven. I think that it's so mental. We can have actually heaven on earth from the state of mind that we tune into and that we are existing at. It's a state of being. It's a state of existing. It's a state of experiencing. And I think that's my ultimate goal, is just to be more in a place of freedom, to where I'm not caught up in the endless cyclical cycle of mental thought that isn't beneficial, or that is like a weight that carries weight to it. Because I feel naturally it should be effortless. It should take no sort of energy to exist like fluidly. Like, you look at water in a river, so it's confined to the sides of it, it's confined to the rocks that are in it, the trees maybe that are in it, the bushes, the plants, everything. But it flows so effortlessly that you can't tell there's an obstruction. It finds its way. And I feel that's what life is like. It has no weight to it. It has no form or structure. And I want my mental state to reflect that. Like, I don't want to put myself in a box creatively. I don't want to put myself in a box because of self-doubt, whether I think I can achieve or whether I can't achieve this. And I don't know. I was thinking last night, I need to set a goal physically. I need to set something to obtain, because I want to just have, this is a great conversation, me to me, but I know that I need and I want to track more of my daily life, and I don't want it to just be, I guess, pointless. I'm running a half marathon in May. I'm at 220 pounds right now. By the time that time comes, I want to be at 205. I want to be lighter. I want to run it under 2 hours. So that's kind of one of the things that I have upcoming on my calendar. Um, I just want there to be some sort of cohesion to this videos, or like a journey that you could track outside of the mental journey. Like I guess you guys would be able to see if you watch the first video on my channel to this now. My mental is so much better, and that's what I do want to document, because for the young men out there, I think that there are these seasons in our life where things seem there's going to be no way that we can get out of it, or there's no way through it. But I am a testament, man, at the 29 years of life that I've lived through all the ups and downs, and having to, you know, I was playing football, living off campus, barely a job, but having to feed myself. And like we would run into grocery stores and pickpocket our food for the night. Like, God's always made a way, and I have so much stuff that I want to just continue to share about. But I've got to continue to detach from the thoughts that I've lived these past lives, and those past lives don't necessarily define me or define who I am right now in this moment. Yet they certainly make up who I am, as far as providing myself the experience and the ability to talk and relate with people. But I have this mental block that if I talk about it, then I relive it, and then that makes me the person that was that person. Although I know that's not the case. It's like a shame thing, I think it is. But it's just another thing that I have to get through. And so does like all of this. Even though I can create videos all day for other people that are willing to go out on a limb and share themselves, I just have something in me, and I think that it's one of those, why me? Why should I be sharing? Like, what do I have to share? And I think that's just this negative self talk, because it's cool the conversations I get to have on a daily basis, just being myself, and then a few days later, people come up to me and they're like, "Man, I'm still thinking about, what you said the other day about you said to me at the gym, right when I asked you like how you were doing, like how's it going today." I'm like, "Man, I don't want to be here," but yet you were still there, and you said, "But it doesn't matter how I feel. Like I still got to show up. Like I know what's better for me in the long run." That's more on what I'm about lately, and I just want to be a reflection of that for more people. I don't want to come off like I'm just trying to also refine how I deliver all of this information and refine the message so it doesn't come off as, I don't know, douchey or conceited or whatever. Like, again, that's all things I ponder in my head that aren't things I think even should be pondered, because I know my intentions behind why I'm putting out content. It's They're pure, like they are for the benefit of me, but also for the benefit of the good. I think that they can help young men out. It could help somebody get through the stage of life that they're getting through, provide them with insights or inspiration to keep pushing through with their goals, with their physique, with their fitness, with their lifestyle. I just want to do so much on this channel, and I really want it to be and turn into something, because I get so much relief from having these conversations with myself and to this camera, that I want to do it more. And I'm so worried about the finances of it. Like, I want to just go all in and just quit everything else that I'm doing so I can focus full time on this. But the beautiful thing about how God is arranging my schedule and how things are working themselves out is I have more than enough time to do this and to do those things that I also am getting a lot of satisfaction and reward and results from. I really do love working with 30 Hop, and I just started bartending there as well. On top of the social media, on top of serving, I get to go help open up new locations in the upcoming future. Like, life is good, truthfully. Life is good. I got a fridge full of chicken and steak and rice and water, and protein and pre-workout and supplements. I have all the laundry detergent and pods, and I have a comfy bed, and I have my window open here on the third floor. Don't have to ever lock my door, and just get to walk out there and have a view from height. I just getting ready to go to Arizona and celebrate my god brother and his fiance as they embark on their path of marriage and spending the rest of their life together. I get to be the best man in a week in beautiful Arizona during like one of the best times of year there. Life is so damn good. Money in the bank. Not really having to stress about bills. God's got everything He needs for me to exceed and to continue to build towards a path that is full of freedom and full of being able to help people build constants in their life that lead to the change that they want to see, that they feel they deserve. Next week, I get to meet with a woman that I met that I talked about in my last video. I met at 30 Hop on a shift that I wasn't even supposed to work. She owns a consulting group and was the director of people at Gallup and for a major tea brand out in Oregon. It's just the synchronicities is just fascinating to me, and I just thank God for it all. And so I know that was a long-winded video, but that's where we're at. Hope you guys are good. Hope you guys take away something from this video to be able to incorporate it into your life. Let me know, down in the comments where you guys are at, how you're feeling, what you're struggling with, what you're proud of for yourself, what you're grateful for, man. We can't forget to have gratitude in our life. It just makes things so much better, and it helps us reframe our perspective and see life with love and with gratitude and with happiness, and it fills our souls and our hearts so that way we have better conversations, we have better results from everything that we're doing. So I just hope, let me know what you guys are thankful for, what you're grateful for down in the comments, and we'll see you guys in the next video. And I'm just excited to continue to share the journey that I'm on, and as I head into my 30s, I really do feel at the same time I'm heading into the best decade of my life and the best time of my life. So I'm happy to share that with you guys, and I hope it helps somebody out there. So see you guys in the next one. Peace!